Good morning, Carmel High School, and welcome to this edition of your morning announcements.
Today on our show, Timmy will give us an update on Carmel sports and basketball semifinals this weekend.
In news, Sophia Casati will be breaking down a new social studies class that will be available at Carmel High School.
All of this and more on CHTV's Morning Announcements, March 1st, 2018.
Well, Ben, I have a question for you to start off the show.
And what's that, Griffin?
Does February march?
I don't know.
Well, it doesn't, but April may. It's a good one. It's my favorite joke.
Well, Griffin, that was a terrible joke, but let's get back to the announcements now. If you could please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence.
Well, Griffin, as per usual, we have a list of birthdays to read off today.
Yeah, that's right, Ben. A happy birthday goes out to Wendy Bodenhorn, Student Resource Officer, Sam Chinworth, Performing Arts, Kelly Douglas, CLC, Brad Pearson, Support Study Hall,
Elizabeth Barrett, Joel Barrett, Adrian Castaneda, Bryce Castle, Taylor Emmerich,
Megan Graves, Jackson Held, Mitchell Johnson, Marnie Jones, Lily Kellums, Jack Knapp,
Thaddeus Kochel, Chelsea Tinsley, Kendall Tinsley, Andrea Torres, and last but certainly not least, Carson Walton. Happy birthday, everyone.
Well, sectional started last Tuesday, and Hounds won a nitty-gritty game against a tough Westfield opponent. For years, the tradition of Sectional 8 has been crazy finishes, big upsets, and much more. A few CHTV students teamed up with me to make this video. Enjoy. Oh, if this court could talk. Oh, the stories it would tell. Fans filled with shock as some of the top teams fell. For decades, teams have entered these gyms filled with glory, hoping that just one day they'll become part of the story. Out of HSE comes the Royals, their squad hotter than ever. Their record shows they're hot, but they must remain so clever. And how could you forget their rival out of Fishers? In search for another title, you know they'd love to be winners. And driving south from A-Town, the Indians, ready to roll after a rough sectional last year. They're ready to get out of that hole. Oh, who could forget Noblesville playing in their home dome? Oh, how much would it mean to bring a sectional title home? And coming east from Carmel, the reigning champs again. A three-peat is a hard sell. It'd mean a ton to get the win. From the west, it is the Rocks, their fans all set. They hope to send some shocks as they get the big upset. The teams have been preparing for the season's biggest show, getting ready for the moments that will make you go, whoa.
He gets tripped up, stolen away by the Tigers. They will go cross court and get the last second buzzer beater layup to fall. Here for the Carmel Greyhounds, stolen away by Nick Bowman of HSC, who goes up and gets the dunk. Ball off over to Cole Jenkins. Jenkins finds Eddie Gill with the emphatic alley-oop. Fitcham over to Greville over on the right side. He gets the layup to fall with the foul.
So what are you waiting for? Get out and see your team's fate. But I want to remind you that anything can happen in Sectional 8. If that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what will. Now joining me on the CHTV split screen, Timmy Dixon. Now, Timmy, take me back to this Tuesday. What did the Hounds do to just barely escape that one?
Well, yeah, Griffin, the Hounds beat Westfield by 9 to advance in the sectional, but Westfield held the ball in the first quarter for 6 minutes, but Carmel ended up speeding up the pace and pulled it out in a close one.
Timmy, a big matchup is set for Friday against HSC, and the last time the Hounds played them, it actually ended up a win for the Royals. What can the Hounds do to change the direction of this game?
Well, yeah, Griffin, the Hounds lost to the Royals early in February, but if the Hounds want to get this win, they're going to need to be led by their seniors Cole Jenkins, Eddie Gill, and Jalen Wack, as well as John Michael having to get big game down low.
How about the Royals? What do they have to do?
Well, the Royals are led by 2 juniors, Noah Smith and Aaron Etherington. Aaron Etherington is averaging 12.5 points on the season. Look for him to have a big game if the Royals want to advance in the sectional.
All right, final question, Timmy, before I let you go. Fishers will be playing Anderson for a spot in the final in the sectional. Earlier this month, Fishers actually lost to Anderson in a major upset. What do you see playing out this time?
Well, Fishers is 11-11 on the season, Griffin, and I look for them to win this game. They had a bye in the sectional. Willie Jackson, their point guard, phenomenal player. I look for him to be clutch in this one and have Fishers advance to the finals where they'll play the winner of HSC or Carmel.
All right, Timmy Dixon, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Timmy and Griffin. The following is scheduled for March 1st. Kenya Club will meet after school in H213. Origami Club will meet after school in the Media Center Reference Tank. And Conspiracy Theory Club will meet after school in E112. Well, Carmel High School is known for offering a variety of unique courses for students, and a new class being proposed mainly by students at CHS is continuing that diversity. In studio with us today is Sophia Casati in News to tell us more. Sophia, thanks for joining us.
Of course.
So, Sophia, what can students taking this class next year expect to see as far as what they're studying?
Well, Ben, the curriculum is still in the works, but the class is planning to focus on the history and the culture of Africa. I sat down with Mr. Browner and Bethlehem Daniel to find out more.
Great, let's take a look.
My name is Kenneth Browner, and I am one of the instructors that will be implementing the new African Studies course. James Ziegler and myself, with the help of our department head, Justin Quick, and some other people from over ESC are going to put these classes together, this being the first of 3. We've kind of put together a rough draft, but definitely not the final draft as what I will propose here in the next month to hopefully finalize this and turn this in later.
My name is Bethlehem Daniel. I'm a senior here at Carmel High School, and I'm the co-president of Carmel African History and Culture, which played a large part in lobbying to offer the class next year. The curriculum is still in the works as of now. We've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of students at Carmel High School, and they want to learn a lot more about the culture and the impact of the modern day, economic and political powers within Africa's history and modern day society. So we'll try to incorporate those, but the curriculum itself is still in the works.
There was actually a big push from the student body. There was a number of students that went to our department head and proposed this and took to ESC, and ESC really kind of jumped on board with this and really kind of accelerated the timetable because none of us were expecting it to be in within the next year or 2.
This year, the state mandated that high schools must provide an Indiana Studies and Ethnic Studies class. This is sort of separate from us lobbying for it, but I think at the start of the end of last year, we started to push towards a school to offer this class. And I just think that with the Indiana legislature passing that new law, and with a lot of Carmel students wanting to learn more about their heritage and other Carmel students wanting to learn more about a continent that's played an integral role within our modern day society, I think that's why the time has come where this class is offered. Growing up as an Ethiopian American, I've sort of found that within the modern day classroom, there's sort of a lack of a focus on a lot of Eastern cultures. I think this can be applied to a lot more than just the continent of Africa, but Asian studies as well. And I just think that we're living in a world that's growingly more diverse, interconnected, and that it's important to learn other people's cultures in order to make us culturally competent.
Africa as a nation is a more modern culture than most of us, believe or can fathom based on what you normally see on television. And so we're just trying to really bridge that gap as to what kind of a nation Africa really is at this point.
That's all from the news desk today. Thanks for tuning in, Greyhounds.
Here are a few announcements for tomorrow, March 2nd. Fellowship of Christian Athletes will meet at 7 in the morning in the freshman cafeteria.
Philosophy Club will meet in Mr. Beck's room in A331 after school.
And a quick reminder, the late window for AP test registration ends this date. Detailed information has been sent to you via email, and a link can also be found on the front page of the CHS website. Absolutely no registration can be made after this date.
Tomorrow during lunch hours in the community room for students who eat in Main and for students who eat in the Freshman Center cafeteria or Greyhound Station in the varsity gym, the counseling department are having fun stations to walk you through some healthy coping skill strategies and options to wrap up the Mental Health Awareness Week. There will be cornhole, foursquare, photo booth, carnival games, bubbles, candy, and more. Stop by for some fun during your lunchtime for a few minutes. Staff members are also welcome to attend.
And Ben, Mental Health Awareness Week has just been fantastic at Carmel High School this week. You've seen kids really get involved. And, you know, it's easy to get kids involved when you bring in some dogs during lunch. But, I mean, it's just been really awesome to see a lot of attention be drawn to such an important cause in our nation today.
Absolutely. I think it's something that's really relevant right now in our society and definitely something that CHS is taking to heart, which is very, very encouraging.
And now let's send it over to some in-studio and video announcements.
Good morning, Carmel High School. A huge shout out and a big thank you to all of you who have supported Riley Children's Hospital and Carmel Dance Marathon this year. Whether you came out and danced with us Saturday night, fundraised, donated, or just gave your time and effort, we can't thank you enough. And we thank you for your continued support as we keep fighting for the kids still treated at Riley Children's Hospital.
Also, guys, if you guys fundraised for Dance Marathon but couldn't attend the night of, we still have t-shirts for you guys to pick up. So stop by room C123 and you can get your dancer shirt. Thanks, guys. You guys are good.
Have you ever wondered why things happen the way they do and been unsatisfied with surface-level answers? Have you ever wanted to be surrounded by critical thinkers like yourself? Critical thinking is an important skill that everyone should exercise in a fun, supportive environment. So we would like to announce the CHS Secular Student Alliance, where we can discuss pressing issues in depth. What does that have to do with secularism? Well, secularism has to do with religion, but it's also about building tolerance and understanding. So come on out to E108 every Wednesday to diversify your thoughts and become a worldly person.
Well, it's the moment you have all been waiting for.
Yes, it is. This week's Hound of the Week submission comes from Caitlin Veronka, a junior at Carmel High School.
And it is such a cutie. Let's go ahead and play the video. This pup named Toby sticking his head out the window, enjoying all that wind and all that life is throwing at him. Look how cute he is.
Oh, he's so fluffy.
He is just the fluffiest.
So
oh my goodness. You know, I love sticking my head out the window, Ben. Isn't it a blast? It's like the best in the car. You know, you're just driving down the highway, stick the head out, feels great, right?
Personally, cannot relate to that one, but you do you, Griffin.
Well, always a fun way to end the show.
Absolutely. Well, Carmel High School, this concludes your morning news segment for today. We hope you have a great weekend.
But if you want to see more stories like what you saw today, be sure to check out our YouTube channel, CHTV Carmel Television, or follow us on Instagram at Carmel TV.
For CHTV, this has been Ben Heber
and Griffin Gonzalez signing off. Have a great weekend, Greyhounds, and please stay tuned for a special video from the counseling department.
Come up to meet you, tell you I'm sorry. You don't know how lovely you are. I had to find you, tell you I need you, tell you I set you apart. Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Now let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start.